Fuck Valentine's Day. Don't you love Valentine's Day? It make your heart break. Anxiety, I can't stop it. Anxiety, I can't stop it. I guess that I'm a problem. Can anybody solve
We
it?
at the riot,
Anxiety
Hey, yo,
got
we gonna
my
go,
heart rate
inside.
says she come around me, heart start pumping. Talking to me, body keeps shaking. Girl, you is the one that I'm craving. Trapped in my head every day, daily thinking about you every night. Lately and baby, yeah, you know I want you, girl, but you can't save me. So I need a perky bruise for my safety.
Alright, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Prince K.I. from Keynote TV, man. And we're back with another video. Now, as you can see in the little intro, yesterday I went to the SAG AFTRA strike that took place here in Dallas. And just a disclaimer, it was not no actual riot. I know I was just being funny, but nevertheless, though, this was a serious deal, as we were dealing with a lot of things in the industry, the strikes that's going on in Hollywood is much more than just Hollywood. It's everywhere, honestly, and I'm glad that there are strikes going on in other cities and states and stuff like that, because this is more than just Hollywood. In fact, there's actors everywhere, talent everywhere, and I feel like it's a good thing for people to come and help out these other cities and states. But yeah, we're gonna have some clips of some of my favorite parts that spoke out to me during the strike, and then I'm gonna talk about them. And don't get me wrong, I kind of forgot everybody's name that was speaking, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not familiar with every single person, uh, and even if they are an actor, which most of them were or are actors, but I'm not familiar with a lot of actors and things like that, because I'm an animation kind of guy. So there's that. And not only that, I don't really watch TV like that. The most I know of is sports. So I told when I asked people, I was like, please don't take offense to it. I don't watch TV like that, and when I do, it's probably anime and stuff like that. But and then, like, I mean, unless you were in Walking Dead, I might notice you, but and that's like the only show I watch that's like on a consistent basis. You know what I mean? But yeah. So we're gonna play some clips. I'm gonna go ahead and break down my takeaway from it, as I already did my takeaway in the car yesterday after it. So you'll get the takeaway of yeah. So we're gonna play the clips of my favorite clips that spoke out to me. I think I'll go and discuss, like, in detail what I was what spoke to me from those certain clips and things like that, because like I said, this is a beast of its own. Everybody's fighting the same fight. So everybody, what a better thing to do is for the people to come together. I don't know why I was sitting there trying to think of what I was going to say, but but here's the clips. We're going to roll the tape. Let's get it. Hey, y'all, we're going to go incite violence today. So I'm going to bring y'all along with me as we're getting ready to go to a riot. You already know what time it is, bro. So as you know, y'all, your boy is just a big guy. People just look at me and they be like, yeah, that's a big old football player right there. But then you also got people that's calling me a menace and stuff. So I was like, why not just take advantage of that? Now, some people say I'm a big friendly giant. Who knows, bro? Anyway, we're going to go inside some violence because I'm an evil nigga. So let's go. All right. We going out to go riot, y'all. I hope y'all are excited as I am, because I cannot wait to go riot, bro. I just want to go incite violence, because that's just what I do, bro. But anyway, I'm gonna take y'all for the ride. Let's get out here and get at them, man. We at the riot, you already know.
For SAG AFTRA. So before I say a few words, 2 pages of words, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the rest of the newly appointed board members of the DFW local. So if you would please, when I say your name, put your hand in the air and wave it like you just don't care. Okay. All right. We deserve a cut of the streaming revenue that's affording these CEOs a yacht when I'm over here floating on a dinghy. So one more thing before I kick it over to, I believe maybe Hector will be my first, the voice after me. Okay, he's up there. I'd like to call out something that hasn't, or I don't know, they like to eat and live comfortably, not sleeping in their car. I mean, look, I respect those who have sacrificed to do that, but that is not my ministry. I like food. I like running water and an insulated roof. So, they moved to realize their dream. They moved there, which means that they were from somewhere else. And guess what? They were the same talented in Paris, Texas, as they are when they moved to fulfill their dream in Los Angeles. We are the same talented in Dallas, Texas. If I got up today to move to LA, guess what? My talent didn't change, just my location. So why should that matter? Yeah, what you said. I didn't hear it, but what you said. So again, thank you all for coming out and spending your Saturday morning.
Care about us, the working person, and that's all of you here and all of your families. It's not just people in the industry here. It's the same conglomerates that are up against the working man and woman who can't make a living doing what they need to do. So they have more than one job. Listen, we're just asking for a wage compensation that's not going to drive us lower in 3 years than we are right now, right? And I have to say this, there's artificial intelligence. Yeah, AI is a tool. It's neither good nor bad. So it could be good if it makes Harrison Ford look really 40 years younger in Indiana Jones, right? That's great, and he got paid for it. But all those extras that are in the back, the background people, they want to use them forever and not pay them again. That is wrong. That is AI being a tool of the devil. So we are going to have to put guardrails around that because it protects all of your jobs as well. Whatever you're doing, you're in danger of that kind of mentality, corporate mentality that's just looking at the shareholders and the CEOs' salaries and the C-suite salaries. So let's stand together. We're going to win this battle. And I'm going to end by saying this. Just this week, the Los Angeles Times ran a story that was basically an open letter to this AMPTP, the studios and the streamers, that said at the very end, look, you've already lost the war. All you have to do is negotiate the terms of surrender.
Why we are here, why we are what we are working for. Better wages, profit sharing, safe working conditions, job protections, respect, and unions are how we will succeed. So a little legacy. My dad was a union member, a carpenter and a mason. And once a month he drove 60 miles round trip to pay his union dues in person. Sometimes I went with him on what seemed a solemn, even holy pilgrimage. He'd been a laborer, an apprentice, a journeyman, and finally, union. He made decent money. We had a house, health insurance, enough to eat. But most importantly, my dad had skill and the respect of everyone he worked with and for. Now we actors, we don't dig ditches or lay bricks, but we tell the stories of people who do. And you can bet your ass we have labored, apprenticed, and journeyed on our way to membership in SAG AFTRA. Now I'll admit there were times when I took the union for granted. Who hasn't? Since January, I've been a member of the negotiating committee, creating, recommending, refining the contract terms we have presented to our bargaining partners, the AMPTP. If you want to see democracy in action with all of its warts and wonderfulness, get on a negotiating committee. I have been amazed by the knowledge, the passion, and the will of those members who come from across the nation, locals large and small, working to ensure and improve the present and future of our members, our profession, our industry. Now I want to be clear, we don't always agree. We're not always polite, fuck no. But we listen, we learn, we negotiate, we vote, we follow the rules, and we move forward for what we see as the common good. I want you to be proud, as trusting, as grateful, as understanding of what your leaders and chief negotiators are doing as I am. I want you to continue to be informed, to speak up and out as you are doing today, and to get active. It will be great when we are victorious, when we have a contract. But that won't be the end. That will only be the beginning. In one of the incredible plays that make up the Kentucky cycle, a union organizer encourages a group of exhausted and discouraged coal miners to keep fighting. Stand up, she says. And that is what I say to you all. Stand up for our fair share. Stand up for our safety. Stand up for our dignity and for the future of our profession. So she brushed up on her World War II secretarial skills, and by the time she retired, she was making more money than my dad. Just saying, women. And men, thank you so much.
You know what? This ain't Hollywood. This is a national union. I am the National Vice President of SAG AFTRA, and I represent the small locals. There are 16 of us, and together we are strong. And this union is coast to coast in the state of Hawaii. And we are here, we're standing with our brothers and sisters in Hollywood, but we are here representing the actors who live and work here. These are the working actors. We are not the stars, but we are hoping someday to make it there. But the contract minimums are not for those high earners. The contract minimums are for our everyday workers, and we are being crushed by these corporations. So I'm so happy that we are able to stand shoulder to shoulder with our fellow members from coast to coast and Hawaii to be sure that we are all on the same page, saying the same thing, and fighting for the same thing. Now, being in a union means that you are not standing alone. Those of you who are union members know that one person with one voice may be good, but it's not good enough. We need to stand together, and together we're not like that one ant trying to push the boulder up the hill. We are a community
of fellows who together can push up the hill and we can succeed. Yes, and I want to thank our member volunteers who are here. I don't get paid, Nikki doesn't get paid, Hector doesn't get paid. We are all volunteers. And because these wonderful people have given of themselves, of their time, of their hearts, that's why we're able to be here. And I want to thank everyone who's ever done anything to help their union. And if you haven't yet, well, showing up here, that was something. So continue to do that. Just recently, when we went on strike, probably the most meaningful thing that has ever happened to me, my son said, "Mom, I'm so proud of you because you are fighting the fight for America." Thank you to my son, John, and thank you, everybody here.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Prince Kid out from the future. Now, we done went through like the first few clips of people speaking, and as I was going through it, the thing that stuck out to me was people coming together, working, and the things that are going on definitely is unfair, and it's like, what a better time to be a part of this than now. And this community is really bigger than just the acting industry in its own. And that's kind of what I took away from those first few speakers, let alone the working force. I mean, those jobs are more stable than it is to be an actor, and it really is hard when you're trying to find work nowadays as an actor and things like that. But truth be told, things are a lot harder because there's a big percentage of actors that aren't getting that, that what they need, honestly, to be sustainable on their own. And then there's this small percentage of actors that are fortunate enough to even, be sustainable or, work through the sustainability that they have. And it was just like mind blowing just to see it's a whole community of people that are all in the same shoes. Some a little bit different situations, but we stick together as a community, which I feel is definitely important when it comes to going through a time like this. But let's get back to the rest of it.
The entire labor movement in America loves you because you're carrying the spear at the very front of the battleground for all working people. They love you, but you don't just have the support of the union movement. You also have the support of at least 71% of all Americans, including Republicans, Democrats, and Independents. And you'll have 100% as they learn the issues, as you make things more clear for them, as you show them how to fight, you're going to have 100%. Now I have another percentage that's even better, and that's the young people. I see a lot of young people here, young active labor leaders. The entire leadership is here. That's the vice president right over there with the big hat. Among young people less than 30 years of age, 88% love you already, and you are going to have them all as soon as the issues are clear to all of them. So stick with it. We are going to win. Everybody's going to win with you. Thank you so much.
It's a wild time to be an artist. It's a wild time to be an artist and to be realizing that you have the power. We are always made to feel like them, that the powers that be, right? That them giving us any opportunity at all is a blessing. They use words like it's your passion and phrases like it's a privilege to act, it's a privilege to write, to try and Jedi mind trick us into thinking that this craft isn't a job, that this craft doesn't deserve to give us health care, that the work and the blood and the sweat and the vigor that goes into what we do doesn't deserve fair compensation. They word up us working class artists with words like hobby. And listen, we hear this all the time, that this is just about people that already have money, trying to get more money, that this is an issue that is just financial. But it actually stems deeper than that. So let me just, I'm gonna explain something really quick from the writer's side and also throw some numbers at you, right? We have this issue that it's one of the #1 issues that we're fighting, room minimums, yeah? The slashing of the writer's room, the turning of a writer's room from 7 to 15 writers down to 6 and fewer. It's been happening, it's affected all of us, right? But let's listen to who it's actively affecting more than we even know on the surface, right? According to the 2022 WGA Diversity and Inclusion Report, 42% of all television writers identify as POC. That's 42%. 34% of all staff writers, the lowest entry-level position in a writer's room, identify as POC. But only 17% of showrunners, the top position, are POC. And that is because of the slashing of the writer's room and the dismantling of a system that we have in place in order to make sure that people of all backgrounds are able to tell stories. And here's the real, right? Without these billion-dollar corporations, without us, these billion-dollar corporations are worthless. It's a wild time to be acknowledging the very real greed and evil we face as we ask for scraps from the table of trillions. 0.08% of one network's annual revenue covers the demands of the WGA. 0.08%, Disney. It's a wild time to be an artist and have to stand up to billionaires who want to replace us with literal robots that cannot possibly know what it's like to have inherited trauma and just low simmer anxiety at every moment. It's a wild time to put aside the things that we love to do to make sure that we, moving forward, still have the means to do it. It's wild and it's scary, and we feel the ticking of the clock of when can we do this again. It's real, but here's the thing, it's working. Every day we're closer to a contract. Every day we're closer to the AMPTP dismantling because they can't seem to get along. Every day we are changing the system. Hang in there for each other, be there for each other. We got this, it's happening. What do we want? Contract. When do we want them? Now. What do we want? Contract. When do we want them? Now. If we don't get them, shut it down. If we don't get them, shut it down. If we don't get them, shut it down. Yeah, thank you.
She had me sitting up there like I was a guest speaker at a black church. You know how they sit up there and give it I've been sitting up there for the last 45 minutes. That's all I know is God. I know God and I know work. That's what I know. You know, I've been in church so long, you know, for me, I'm still working on figuring out when God is blessing me and when God is testing me. That shocked me. See, it went through it. When God is blessing me and when God is testing me, I'm still having a hard time figuring those two out. I give you an example. I'm an educator. What an educator? I know the union is here. Educators. I teach 6th and 7th and 8th grade. Yeah, sometimes they can be a blessing. They can be a blessing. Oh, sometimes they can be a test. They can be a test. I went to my favorite restaurant the other week. It's a very famous French restaurant. Some of y'all may know it. It's called Chez Lee's. Y'all ever heard of Chez Lee's? Nobody heard of it? Oh, y'all call it Chili's. It's Chili's. It's Chili's. I call it Chili's. But nonetheless, I like the chicken sauce. So I was at Chez Lee's, and I was having a hard time figuring out if God was blessing me or if He was testing me. The waiter came with my bill was $72. I gave the waiter $20. When the waiter came back, she bought me $75 in change. Well, is that a test? Or is that a blessing? Well, the thing is that as I sat there and I pondered on it, I said to myself, well, I've worked hard my whole life, God. You know my heart and you know my weariness, Lord Jesus. Amen. And so as I sat there, I said, I think God is blessing me. See, I tell, don't judge me. Gas is high. Gas is high. Gas is high. So, I'm kidding. I didn't take off. So, I say that to say, guys, I want you to be conscious. I want you to look around, and I want you to look at the young faces. And by young, I don't mean me. I'm talking about those and those up there. Say they watching. Say they watching. They're watching. And being an educator, if it's nothing else that I know that the kids watch. They are watching. They're watching the work that you put forth. They're watching the effort that you put in. They're watching the perseverance that you have in moments like this. They're watching. I want to read something to y'all. My sister sent me this Wednesday. My niece is 9 years old, and she had an ELA assignment. And in this ELA assignment, they had the responsibility of talking about a role model. Now, I'm from Arkansas. Shout out to the Amen, I got to ride home. But I want to read you guys what she wrote in her ELA assignment. She said, my role model is my Uncle Ketty B. That's what they call me, Ketty B. She said, I picked my Uncle Ketty B because he has his life in order and he's an actor. Oh, who told my baby I got my life in order? Listen. the part she see, I guess, are in order. She said, and he has a good paying job, and he's nice, and he gave me and my little cousin Kinsley all his money. Baby, I ain't have much money. I didn't have much money. I didn't. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna need to borrow $5 after I'm done with this. He works really hard every day, but he still has time to hang out with friends and family. I know he works really, really hard for him to live the way he lives now. Baby, let me tell you something. I used to sell drugs. No, I'm playing. I didn't. But I do work really hard. They watch him. But this is not the only reason why I picked him. He is a sweet and nice man. Others in family, there was never a time when he yelled at anyone. She's never been in my classroom, so she can't speak to that. He is really passionate, and you can't find that in a person right now. He's a really good role model, not just for me, but for others too. And he tries his best to understand the side of your story. So if you have a bad to go thing going on, if you have something bad going on, he tries his best to understand what you have going on. My 9-year-old niece wrote that back in Arkansas about me. And we don't talk often, but when we do, I make sure that they have a good time. They watching. They're watching. They're watching. They're watching.
Yeah, so my name is Kendrick Sampson. I left Houston 2007, packed up all my shit in this little itty bitty car, in my trunk and my back seat, filled that thing so full that you couldn't see out the back. And I drove 25 hours across the left side of the United States, depending on how you're looking at the map. And I landed in one of the most expensive cities in the country, and I've been there coming back and forth with the same vision of bringing more opportunities to my people back home, right? People don't know, they think that the beginning of my career was when I got to LA, but they don't know that I was training. I was coming up here for well, Pro Scout, which was like a scam back in the day. If y'all know, y'all know. But you know, for auditions, I was coming up, flying in the love field. You know, hearing the workers call me Lil Yellow on the way, trying to get up out of there and get to my audition, get back. They didn't know that I was training in Texas since 1999, since I was in elementary. You know, and so it's been a long road. There was a long road just to save up to get to LA to train and feel like I was worthy enough and had enough training to stand with all these other people that actually had credits on their resumes, right? It sucked when I got to LA to find out that all my credits in Texas didn't really matter to them, right? It's a hard road. I met people like, you know, I know Kendrick was before me. My name is Kendrick. My homie Cedric, I know it's hard to keep up with, but Cedric, I met, was one of the first actors that I met when I got out there. Cedric now lives in Dallas. He had to move because he couldn't raise his family in that expensive city, even though he had more credits on his resume than me. People think that once we get one job, we get out there, we get one job, and we're rich. I remember I made $4,000 on CSI 2010. It was a big deal for me. I was like, okay, $4,000. After taxes, that was about $2,000. Then agent was about, and then a manager. I ended up with probably about $500 of that check. And my cousin hit me and said, hey, I need help with a car payment, a down payment for my car. I can't afford my own car. No, what you talking about? I'm still struggling to pay my rent. I still don't qualify for health care. Then you say, well, let's get a guest star. With a guest star, you could get 3 of them on the top major shows and still not qualify for health care because you didn't make that $24,000. You get what I'm saying? But they can play that episode in perpetuity and keep making money off of it, keep profiting off of it, then move it to streaming, right? And let everybody enjoy that thing while we're sitting there struggling, trying to find a gig, waiting tables, while everybody thinks we're rich and famous. Maybe if we get lucky, they give us a couple dollars so that we can look like we have more money than we do on the carpets, not knowing that we got to give them clothes back at the end of the night. So we need to cut the facade. It ain't what it is. It's labor. It's a job. We train, and it ain't nothing. It's not a bougie pastime. We lose all of our community to move across the United States when we shouldn't have to. We should be able to have healthy jobs and a good ecosystem for this content right here in Texas. People should be able to be writers and actors right here in Texas. They love to tell stories about us and hire people that aren't from Texas to tell them stories. And then you get these weird, stories about, hey, I'm from Texas. You know what I'm saying? Now, I got the people in my family. I ain't even gonna say, but all of the stories can't be like that, right? They need to tell more authentic stories, and they need to bring resources here to do that. We shouldn't have to uproot ourselves to go all the way over there. So let's start there. Then when we get there, we shouldn't have to struggle. If your CEO is making millions of dollars more than the next person, millions of dollars more, then that company better be doing real good, right? And if the company's doing real good, that means a lot of money is flowing around, right? So if you got millions of dollars in bonuses, then everybody should be really happy, right? All the workers, that means the workers showed up on time. That means the workers delivered a product. That means the company's doing real good. Well, why are the workers going to look outside for other work to get their health care? Why are workers miserable? Why are we afraid to complain? Because they'll blacklist us and box us out, right? If these CEOs are getting all this money and it's so profitable, Why are they saying that they're getting losses?
Corporate greed.
We showed up and we did our job. You ain't getting no loss because I was late to set. I did my job. I studied for years. I packed up and left my community. I planted myself there, and I've been there for 15 years. I didn't have to ask my mama for money for a while until this year. You get what I'm saying? For this strike, and she's like, I'm living in Texas. Who you think got money enough to pay what you paying for in LA? Not me. So I gotta hustle at this stage in my career. Excuse my French, baby, cover your ears, but that's some bullshit. Alright? And every single person like Cedric or whatever who has to move out of LA or who has to find another job to sustain is infrastructure for our stories to be protected, especially for black folks. With the attack on CRT and the attack on DEI programs and saying that they are not gonna support things that advocate for people that need support. At the same time, they're attacking the stories in Hollywood. Every production company that goes under right now, every person who has to find another job and not focus on our stories is less of our stories that are protected. Less of our stories that are authentic, right? And the more other people tell our stories, the more harm comes to our community because they don't tell that story right. They dehumanize us. That chant, a lot of people don't realize earlier, if we don't get it, shut it down. People don't realize that that is a labor chant. That means if we don't get our demands, nobody gets a check. That means if we can't work and be dignified and respected, y'all don't work and get dignified and respected. If we don't get it, shut it down, means shut it down. We haven't gotten it for over 130 days. This needs to be shut down. Take that as you will. Things need to escalate. It is a tragic thing every day to see people struggling at this stage in their careers, to see people struggling before that. Cedric didn't move because of the strike. He moved because the conditions in Hollywood were unbearable for people to be able to make a living and be healthy. That's a travesty. And their bonuses, their big bonuses, depend on our suffering. They depend on us not being able to make healthcare so they can get every little cent of their little greedy ass bonus. Every little cent, because what we're asking for is less than 1% of their profit. It wouldn't even put a dent in their bonus. That's the real rub. Woo! So what they're scared of wouldn't even happen. They have no excuse. So this is not time to relent. This is not time to back off and show how tired we are. We were tired before it started. It's time to remember that it was unjust before we started, that we were unhealthy before we started, and it's still unjust right now. And we're not gonna make it worse for the generations that come after us. We deserve what we're asking for and more. Remember that. Support each other through the strike. Make sure that y'all find some ways of mutual aid to support each other so that we can make it through this, right? I'm demanding the same thing in LA. It is not time to, relax. Nobody can because we need jobs, but it's not time to lose sight of the goal. We have to make sure that we see this through. If we don't get it, shut it down. 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 I said if we don't down. Shut it down. That's what those chants are for too. When you outside of those buildings, make sure they can't work. Make sure that first, if we don't get it, is loud. If we don't get it, shut it down. Y'all actors, y'all know how to project. All right, that's all I got to say.
All right, so that was all the speakers. I'm gonna try to keep my part short because I feel like what they said was way more important, more clear and clairvoyant. Oh wait, I'm using that word wrong. But anyway, I'm tired, y'all. It's like 3 in the morning, and I've been editing this for a long time. So y'all, please give me a like and go ahead and subscribe to this joint, cause I'm telling y'all right now, man. It's only up from here. I'm 100% committed to this, along with school and everything. So I'm taking the time I have, the little bit of time that I have to myself, and I'm investing into everything. And really, I love it. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I love this. And it's only up from here, for real, for real. But like I said, man, like, just to quickly recap and go over everything that went on. Yeah, so we're fighting this fight. Not only for us, but the generations to come after. People have already paved the way in strikes that happened before when Hollywood shot down in the past. So some people were in those situations where this happened. So you have leadership, people that already been a part of this way before now, and this is not their first rodeo. You know what I mean? And it's almost showing everyone the ropes of how to go about getting what you want, what you need. Because really, the industry, the things going on in the industry really is unset. And I even have to deal with this in the regular world of, working for normal corporate companies. And don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing corporate companies because there are some good jobs out there, but they're rare to find and they're also hard to find. But they are sustainable nevertheless, unlike this industry where you kind of hopping from place to place looking for gigs, and then sometimes you might even have a drought of no gigs. You know what I mean? So, and they already touched on that. I don't want to keep repeating the same thing, but the point is to get it through people's heads that, hey, as an actor, you're not. We might come off as rich and famous, but the thing is, we might come off as rich and famous, but the thing is, if we were rich and famous, we probably wouldn't be, working at Walmart, Kroger's, or whatever. A lot of times we're doing what we have to do to make a living because the way the wages and foundation, really it's the foundation and the system that's set up in place. It's not doing it for actors right now, and that's really what it is and why this strike is going on right now. But what ways people can help is by going out supporting us. These big corporation streaming services, they're also playing a role in why we need change, because just as one of the speakers was, you can have such successful series or movies and things like that. They plug them into these streaming databases where these businesses make millions, billions, and trillions of dollars, and the actors and the people, the writers and the people that all came together to, make this something that happens, make this masterpiece, if you will, this product, and you're only getting a very, very, very tiny piece of that. And when it go to streaming platforms, because there's no parameters at the moment, there probably are now, but You know, it's almost like you're just you're not benefiting from, you're not getting profit from it. It's almost like you also are a business owner as well. You know, everyone's in this business, and you know you're kind of your own business, if that makes sense. And you know, it hurts everyone when the business isn't being done the right way. So that's how I'm gonna look at it, and then I'm gonna go back to the analogy that I've made millions and millions of times regarding this strike. It takes me back to the college football world where athletes are you know playing for these schools, and they're not guaranteed a NFL career, and that's a huge percentage of them. But schools are making millions and billions of dollars as well off of these athletes, and that's why I was all for the NIL and all that. But this isn't about that. This is about, you know, the acting and everything, SAG AFTRA, the strikes in Hollywood, things like that. And I really agree with the location thing, because I feel like as someone who's also aspiring to be a part of this industry, the other part that's been hard is finding work, finding ways to get into the industry. And I've been fortunate enough to slowly start finding avenues to break into it, very slowly but surely. And you know, right now I feel like I'm in a great place right now. You know, I mean, it's unfortunate during this time, but that way I can hone my skills and get better as an actor as well. And I'm all for it. But with that being said, though, um, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. This was just a little snapshot of my weekend. I also have some football videos that I need to drop very soon as well. But I've been spending most of this time editing this video. So please, 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 please give it a like and go ahead and hit that sub button, as your boy is tired, man. But I'm gonna continue working. I'm gonna continue grinding. Um, and you know, y'all keep taking care of yourselves, even though I'm saying this and I'm literally not getting enough sleep. But that's nevertheless, I get sleep on the weekends. How about that? You know, sometimes I don't get enough sleep. So, but anyway, that's nevertheless a problem. You know, I'll find a way to get sleep. You know, I'll take a nap if I have to. But, yeah, y'all take care of yourself. Hydrate, drink water, check on your mental health, all that good stuff, and make sure you got your lines of road. I forgot that saying, and I'm too tired to remember it. But I love y'all. Take care of yourself. I'll see you on the next video. Peace out, gang.